And good evening, everybody. And it's the Thursday tonight, not Tuesday, but we're doing a slight change, and we're still doing our training and going through everything. I know we're heading towards the end of the year, and everybody's busy and running around, and it's crazy time, and what we all commonly refer to in the medical field as silly season, because life gets exciting and people fall over themselves to come and meet us. Um, Sadly enough, the hospitals are pretty full at the moment, which is a bit scary, but yeah, that's my life, unfortunately. But we're going to focus on something else tonight, which is growing our business. And I'm going to share my screen in a minute. And it's a little bit of, a few tips on what we need to look at and some personal development for our own growth. And we need to make 2026 the year of growth in the team. And I know speaking for myself, I need a huge kick at the butt, just to get going, get that inertia of the Velcro gone, because the Velcro is working very hard at the moment, and we need to be able to overcome that. And once we get it going, I think we're going to thrive, because there's a lot of very sad, sick, hurting people out there, and we've got the solutions. So let me share my screen and remember to share the sound, otherwise things will get a bit dodgy. And this. This is a gentleman with the name of Rick Loy.
Boy, thank you so much, Ashley and Stephen. Wonderful folks. I'm so glad that you have the opportunity to learn from them, enjoy them, and make the journey with them, because they are the real deal inside and out. And my wife and I can absolutely verify that. And by the way, I got to tell you, after that kind of an introduction, I cannot wait to hear what I have to say, okay? I just know that it better be good, okay? And my wife is at the back of the room, and she knows me very well. We've been married 48 years, and thank God for that. That's by the grace of God, for sure. But she learned about me a long time ago that I'm a little bit ADD. In fact, I was that before they had those letters in front of it. So if I jump around a little bit, just bear with me, okay? Because I'll finally come back to where I started, and then it'll start to make sense. But I am so thrilled, I'm so grateful to Kendra, because maybe this is inside information, but I just love telling it because it speaks to who she is. I received a call from Stephen and from Ashley, and I didn't know that even Ashley was going to be on the phone, but they called me to tell me that they had just had a conversation with Kendra wherein they promoted to her perhaps having me come to speak. And they said that she listened carefully and she made an instantaneous decision. And so I just want to say thank you, Kendra, for your trust for somebody that you've never even seen before. I appreciate that very much, and you should appreciate her integrity and her trust. Yeah. So I want to get right to some very important things for you. And I've gone through about 3 or 4 different iterations of what I want to share with you, but I finally settled on this particular message because I know that it's durable and I know that it is duplicable. So I'm going to get to that in just a minute, but I want to remind you of something that you already know because it's how you live your life. And that is every one of you in this room, apart from the corporate team, every one of you in this room, you are functionally a volunteer. And you don't think of yourself that way, but that's exactly what it is. Why? Because you don't have to do anything, right? Everything is self-generated, self-determined. So practically speaking, you are a volunteer. But the second part of that is huge for you, the very fact that you're here today speaks to the second part of it. And that is that you, not only as a volunteer, but you functionally are owning your own business. And owning your own business and calling every single shot. In many respects, that is a heavy weight to carry. It's not burdensome, but it's sobering. When you realize that you're a volunteer, you use discretionary time, right? Everything you do, every call that you make, every text that you send, every meeting that you have, that is precious time from your life. And it probably includes some of your family members as well. And sometimes it's a husband who goes out and makes the calls or makes the contacts. And sometimes it's the wife, and sometimes it's both of them on two phones. But that's all discretionary time, running a business. So I want to tell you that I applaud you. I have watched people just like you do this for 24 years. And it ignited the fire in me 24 years ago when I started. And so when I see anybody who is willing to make a commitment to travel, to invest money with the expectation of something profitable, something meaningful, something perhaps life-changing occurring, I want you to know that I am proud of you. I appreciate who you are, what you do. I honor you for your commitment in being here because it is a signal of what's in your heart. That's why you've got to be bigger. Let what's in your heart, I mean in your deepest heart, what you really want, let it come to the surface. Don't hide it. Never settle for what God has put in your heart. Never settle for anything less than that. Be all that you can be in this business. In fact, be all that you can. If you're a dad, be a great dad. Why be a mediocre dad? If you're a mom, be a great mom. Make your life a statement, not just a comma. I'm proud of you. In fact, I want you to do something real quick, and then I'm going to hurry through because you've been here for a long time, right? And I'm very well aware of that. I know that the mind can only absorb what the posterior can endure. So we're not going to be here till midnight tonight. I promise you that, okay? But I do want you to do this. Everybody stand up real quick, because I know something about human nature, and I know something about what's happening in our nation right now, and I want to share it with you. And then I want you to take action on it. Did you know that at an all-time low, more and more people receive less and less affirmation in the United States of America than at any time in our history? And if you're in the psychological world, the counseling world, etc., you know exactly what I'm talking about, and you probably have better numbers than I am. We need to celebrate and honor one another. Some of you in this room, I don't know who it is, but some of you in this room right now have rarely been honored, respected, celebrated, applauded, and told that you matter. So here's what I want you to do. You take however much time you want to until I stop you, okay? And I want you to turn to each person on either side of you, and I want you to say, I honor you, I respect you, I'm proud of you, and I believe in you. Those 4 words, do it right now, both ways, okay? Both ways. Straight from the heart. All right, now give everybody a big hug. Does that feel good? Does that feel good? Come on. Yeah. All right, take your seats. I hope you won't forget that little exercise, and I hope that you will make it a regular part of your regimen. because you don't understand the impact that few words like that can create in someone else's life, okay? All right, so I got to go. I want to give you 7 things. Lewis, I got to tell you, I'm on the same page with you. 7 things. I've got 7 things. So grab a journal, make some notes, review them afterwards, and don't just review them, put them into practice, right? It's easy to take notes and have the journals. The richness of all of that is to go back and feel what you felt, think what you thought, and the decisions that you began to make. So drive those things deep inside of you when you take notes. And I hope you will today. Okay, number 1, key to continuing enthusiasm in this business. All 7 of these are durable, and they are going to be part of your journey for the rest of your journey. Okay? So that's why I'm giving them to you, because they are foundational and they are extremely important at every turn. So, the key to continuing enthusiasm: your purpose and your vision. If you lose sight of your purpose and your heartfelt why, then your energy, enthusiasm, and your influence begins to wane. So, your purpose and your vision. Then your vision. What's a bigger vision for you for the next year? For the next week? Some of us do better in thinking about the next week rather than the next month or even the next year. In fact, the truth of the matter is, we are probably wiser to shorten the list of things that we say we are going to do in X period of time. Shorten that list. And don't talk so much about it, just do it. Because the action is what you're looking for. So purpose and vision. What is it that you want in this business for yourself? Do you have it specifically defined what the target, what the goal is for you? And by the way, it doesn't have to be anything remotely related to anybody else in this room. It's uniquely yours, and it should be uniquely yours. Don't get into the Me Too game. You are a unique creation of God, and there are passions and visions and goals that He has set in your heart that are exclusive to you. So it doesn't have to be what anybody else says. It just has to be something that you are passionate about and that you own so much you're willing to give your time and best efforts for it. What is your purpose? What's the target here? What's the goal? What do you want to earn? Where do you want to go and see? Who do you want to influence? If you've got those things written down and you review them, then they become a continuing monitor and a continuing coach for you, a continuing encourager for you to stay on track. But then your vision. I'm a big fan of vision. And vision is a picture of your better future, a picture of how other people's lives will be better because of you, and then the values that will guide you in the journey. The vision. What is your vision for the long term and something bigger than yourself? Anything that we have been given, I learned this a long time ago from a dear friend. And some of you have heard it, so it's probably not new at all. But he said, anything that has come to you that inspired you, encouraged you, that spoke the breath of God into you, anything that came to you in that way, understand this, it was on its way to somebody else through you. The question is, did it get there? How about that? It's easy for us to think just about us. There's nothing wrong with that. We want to be good stewards of our own lives. but there is more expectation from heaven for us than just about us. I want a vision of not only having a great life for myself and my family, I want a vision of helping other people have a great life. And I want to find more joy in serving others and helping them become more than they've ever become before. That's where the greatest joy comes. When you know that you are an instrument of positive change in another person's life, that's the greater reward, and it doesn't make any difference what size the check is that you just earned. You will value those encounters and those moments of life change in somebody else's life. You'll value those more than anything you can ever earn in terms of dollars. So, what is your purpose and your vision? Because that is the key to continuing enthusiasm. Number 2, the key to connecting with others. That's what you do. We connect with others, right? Well, this is real super simple and it's very obvious, but again, I have a sense over time that it gets left off the table too frequently. Connecting with others is being real, authentic. What you see is what you get, good, bad, or ugly, right? Relationship-oriented and being relevant to other people. Being relevant to other people and making it about them. You know, when I first started in this industry, the mantra kind of was, you know, the elevator speech. You ever heard of the elevator speech? You know, you're in an elevator with somebody and you're going up 3 floors, and so you're trying to boom, 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 boom. Hey, let me share something with you that's really important to me. Blah, 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 blah. And you want to, and you ought to, and you'll need to, and man, it'll be so great for you, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the truth of the matter is, every bit of that is a complete disconnect. It really is. It's a complete disconnect. Because people are not interested in hearing what I think they need to do. People are interested in hearing what I have done and experienced. I don't ever have to tell somebody, you'll need to, you'll want to, you ought to. Boy, this will be great if you'll just do this or that another thing. You know what? The truth of the matter is, people are more moved by what's in your heart than they are by what you say they might be able to do. The reality is, your life, your message, your transparency, your relevance, your energy and your joy, that's what does the selling. Because it attracts. See, when we're promoting and pushing, etc., we're talking our own language, and we have no idea whether it's relevant to that person or not. We're just hoping and guessing. But when we are speaking from reality, from a relationship mindset, and understand that my job here is to help you meet a need, improve something, or solve a problem. But I can't do that if I don't find out who you are. So the conversation has to be about you, not about me, other than my experience with these products. Right? Super simple. We get stuff mixed up, and the heart of it is good. Well, there's no criticism in any of it. It's just we got to remember that your greatest asset is your passion, your belief, your energy, sincerely. And then to say, I don't know if this is for you or not, but this matters to me. Would you be interested in knowing more? Come with the goods straight from your heart. Then honor that person and find out what they want. Number 3, key to daily progress. Well, this is simple. Y'all are going to think that I don't have anything fresh to say, and maybe I don't. But the key to daily progress is to plan the day and then to execute the plan. Right? Plan the day and execute the plan. My mentors in the financial services industry years ago, and they were precious to me, extremely precious. But they taught me the discipline of creating my do list the night before and not rushing in the morning to not having anything to do and I have to start, and so that burns time. Distractions inevitably happen, but if I create my agenda, my targets, my goals, if I create those the night before, then the chances are I'll probably sleep better rather than bemoaning having to do it in the morning. And number two, when I wake up employed, self-employed. Wake up self-employed. Listen, this matters. You know better than I do in your life how precious time is. And so, because this is discretionary time and you're functionally a volunteer, we've got to be great stewards of our time. So that little simple plan the day, execute the plan. And let me give you, this is a Rickism, so take this for what it's worth. Some of you may think this guy's crazy because I don't agree with him, and that's okay with me. I'm fine with that. It works for me. But the truth of the matter is that I want to be sure that I am in as much control of what I am doing as I possibly can be. But I've got to guard against overburdening myself. Is there anybody in the room, you don't have to raise your hands because I would not embarrass you, but is there anybody in the room that's ever written a do list of 10, 12, 15, or 27 things for the day? Right? Anybody in here? Anybody will confess? Okay, so I've got a loving word for you, right straight from my heart. You know what the word is? Stop that. Okay? Just stop that. Number one, if you do that, you already know that it creates anxiousness and tension inside of you while you're doing it. Am I telling the truth here? Okay. So, you're going to think I'm crazy, but I think these are durable for you, and that's why I'm sharing them. 3 things. What are the 3 most important things that you can do starting tomorrow morning? 3, and only 3. Because here's the reality. If you get the 3 things that you consider to be the most consequential, perhaps the most productive, the most meaningful meetings, etc., then if you don't get to number 4, 5, or 6, that's really okay. Because you've prioritized what the greatest opportunity is, and if you hit the greatest opportunity as best as you know, you've won. And busy work, and I do know what that is. I've been around long enough to know what busy work is, and some of it has to be done. But busy work can be done early in the morning or it can be done late in the evening. But the thing that ought to be moving your heart is what is the most vibrant opportunity that I have in front of me right now. I'm prioritizing that as number 1, and number 2, and then number 3, and I'm bearing in on those things, and I'm not going to be denied unless circumstances change completely, and then I can add a 4, 5, and 6. Make the main thing, make the most rewarding thing the number 1 thing. The number 1 thing. And that feeds productivity, and believe me, it feeds energy and joy for you. It feeds enthusiasm for you. That might challenge you a little bit if you're relatively young in the business. You know, to think about the number one person you really want to visit with, etc. It's easy to defer that number one person because you think they have a higher standard or they wouldn't be interested or you're not well equipped, etc. So you just keep pushing them down the road and deal with lesser things. Listen, I love what Ashley said. Be bigger than that. Go at it. What is the worst thing that can happen if you go after the big catch? What's the worst thing that can happen? No. And I promise you, at least in my career for 24 years, I've never seen anybody die from getting no. Okay? Never seen it. It might not be comfortable, might be frustrating, especially if it's one of your best friends that you were kind of counting on. Some of you have been there. But prioritize the things that matter most. Number 4, key to training your team. I love this one. The key to training your team. And by the way, I'm completely blown away, so proud of them for all of these tools and resources they are creating for you. But all of those things in and of themselves are going to be a massive move forward for you. And so the accessibility and the clarity and the insights that you're going to gain, those ought to be igniting a fire in you every time you watch.
Not sure what's happened over there. I'm not sure what's happened over here. Sorry, my recording died over there. Really not too sure. Can you guys all still see and hear me?
Oh, hey, that's very cool. Very interesting.
See if it's no. Nope. Looks like he froze. My apologies on that one. Didn't do that the other day when I was watching it. Put this on pause.